Tantalus was once the most favored mortal in all of Greece. While other kings ruled cities, Tantalus walked among the gods themselves. He dined on Mount Olympus, heard secrets meant only for immortals, and believed he was untouchable. But favor breeds arrogance. Tantalus began to believe that he was equal to the gods, that their power could be tested, that their wisdom could be fooled. He decided to commit an act so terrible that it would prove whether the gods were truly all-knowing. Tantalus invited the gods to a grand feast, an offering of his loyalty disguised as generosity. They came willingly, unaware that the table before them held a crime beyond imagination. Tantalus had murdered his own son, Pelops. He cut the body apart, cooked the flesh, and served it to the gods as a meal. Most of the gods immediately recognized the horror. They pushed the plates away in disgust, their eyes dark with anger and betrayal. But Demeter, blinded by grief over the loss of her daughter, ate without realizing what had been done. The truth was revealed, and Olympus fell silent. The gods restored Pelops to life, but the stain of Tantalus' crime could not be erased. Zeus rose in fury, his voice echoing across Olympus, shaking even the mountains. This was not a mistake. This was not ignorance. This was defiance. Tantalus was seized and dragged from Olympus, his pride shattered, his future uncertain. He was cast into Tartarus, the deepest and darkest pit of the underworld, a place where light feared to tread. But death was denied to him. Instead, the gods crafted a punishment that would mirror his sin perfectly, a torment that would echo through eternity. Tantalus was placed in a pool of clear, cold water. It reached his chin, cool and inviting, taunting him with the relief he could never claim. Whenever he bent down to drink, the water receded, slipping through his fingers like liquid shadows. Above him hung branches heavy with fruit, ripe and glowing, almost trembling with promise. Whenever he reached upward, the wind carried them just beyond his grasp, leaving him starving and desperate. Surrounded by abundance, denied forever, his hunger and thirst became his only companions. The gods watched silently, their eyes cold, their judgment unyielding. Tantalus screamed, but no sound escaped beyond the walls of Tartarus. Hunger gnawed at him endlessly, thirst burned through him without mercy, and despair clung to him like shadows at dusk. And above all, he lived with the knowledge that this suffering would never end. This was not revenge. It was a lesson. The gods had given Tantalus everything, and he had betrayed them, turning trust into horror. Now he would desire forever what could never be given. Tantalus still stands in Tartarus, reaching, failing, enduring, and his name became a warning. To tantalize is to promise something that can never be reached. Even now, the shadows whisper his name, a reminder of pride, sin, and eternal suffering.